Views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers. News Talk is online, and News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on Gary's blog, www.garybaumgarten.com, where you are invited to comment whether you agree with Gary or not. And thanks to our friends on CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated coast to coast across the United States. 12 million additional households. And thanks to Digital Sounds Barnsley in the United Kingdom for carrying our guests also. Good evening, folks. I'm your guest host. My name is Boaz Frankel, and I'll be hosting the show today. Why? Because Gary is on a long weekend vacation taking care of family business. That happens once in a while, and I can't blame him for that. So I hope he has a nice long weekend and he rests up. And enough of that. You know what? The truth of the matter is that I hope he gets a flat tire. That's what I really think, for leaving me here to run the show and so on and so forth. Thank you. Now I've said my piece about it. I'm going to keep quiet about it. Anyway, folks, we have an important topic to discuss this evening. Before I do so, I want to make a very quick announcement. There's going to be an event, a half of an announcement. There's going to be an event this evening on Paltalk in the Little Angels Charity Room. The announcement will be made by Sparky and Boo, the owner of the room. A charity event starting tonight at midnight, and he will make that announcement at some point during the show at the bottom of the hour. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, we can get down to the topic and the discussion of our show. An interesting one at that too. And I know I usually bring, every time I'm doing the show, I know that I'm always bringing up the Middle East. Yeah, I know sometimes it gets boring, but we haven't talked about the Middle East in a couple of days. So I figured I'd bring it back again and see how this rolls. But if you have other topics you want to talk about, we can certainly switch gears on that at the second half of the show. But the first half of the show, I would like to talk about a king. Even a king can't sway the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, but perhaps the president can. In all likelihood, yesterday's meeting between the Israeli Prime Minister and Jordan's King Abdullah is a precursor to Netanyahu's meeting Monday with President Obama, and in all probability, the same result will ensue. Obama has enlisted Abdullah's help, King of Jordan, and that of the rest of the Arab world in guiding the Palestinians and the Israelis to a peace accord. But for that to work, now Israel would have to recognize the Palestinians' right to a homeland, something that even with Abdullah's prodding today, Netanyahu continues to reject. Let me stop here a second and this is one of the things about the new Prime Minister of Israel. He has a different idea of the peace process in Israel. He's actually, in so many words, rejecting a two-state solution. Now, I know that this is something that is quite discouraging to a lot of people, especially the Palestinians. Not so much the Hamas, but the PLO, headed by Mahmoud Abbas. This is a development that is somewhat discouraging. It was always said that there would at some point be a two-state solution, but Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu takes a different stance. He says that there should be one state for two people. He didn't say one Jewish state. He said one state for two peoples. How that works out geographically, ethnically, civilly, and whatnot, I have no idea. I really don't see how that's going to work. But this is Netanyahu's idea. And so long as he says no, now going back to going back to the meeting that's upcoming between Netanyahu and President Barack Obama, this is going to change the political arena between the United States and Israel. Now, if you haven't noticed up till now, ever since the two new administrations have taken office, on the one hand, the new U.S. Administration led by Barack Obama, and the new Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, there has been somewhat of a cooling down between the two sides, especially when we're talking about the lower level political aspects of the communication apparatus between the two countries. Some of the apparent things that have been surfacing that are a bit worrisome to the Israeli government in particular are that the Obama administration has become less cooperative with the Israeli government when it comes to informing the Israeli government of upcoming events, issues, and even security matters that are happening in the Middle East and elsewhere in the world. Some would say that this is a result of two new administrations that perhaps have not gotten used to the lines of communications. And this has happened before, but others believe that this is not the case. Others believe that this is a cooling down of the relationship between the American and the Israeli government. The reason being is because the American government, led by Barack Obama, has taken a different stance to the Middle Eastern peace process. In more of negotiating with entities like the Hamas, Iran, Syria, and the Bush administration did not take that kind of stance. Although the Bush administration was more friendly to the prior Israeli administration, it's not the case today. So Mr. Netanyahu is likely to avoid a repeat of what happened. Hopefully, let's put it this way, he will avoid a repeat of what happened in 1996 when Benjamin Netanyahu met Bill Clinton at the White House. And as a result of that meeting, and I don't know if anybody knows this, after Netanyahu left, Bill Clinton was, in so many words, very pissed off. He didn't like Netanyahu's stance, he didn't like his ideas, and he was just downright pissed off about it. And some people are saying that Netanyahu is going to try to avoid upsetting the new president of the United States. The Israeli government official has assured the United States that it will not take the military action against Iran without first consulting Washington. And that's another issue. This upcoming, well, I wouldn't say upcoming, but this nuclear issue or nuclear threat that is coming from Iran. And